Well, I really wanted to participate in this project because I felt like it was very empowering and powerful in the message of melting and banding together, as well as the way it was set up with a pink background, all of us in black. It was just speaking really strongly to me as a woman, and all of these domestic tools it just felt like the right thing to be a part of.
I participated in this project because I believe that the victimization of women and violence against women is a daily problem. It happens hourly, and the only way that it can be confronted is if we talk about it.
I really liked the iron because, when you think of like a housewife or a woman, I feel like sometimes immediately you think of an iron because it's such a domestic object. And I loved how large it was and, of course, how hot it gets, because irons can be really dangerous in themselves. And I really enjoyed it. I was so glad that I chose the iron because as I was using it, I just felt myself flattening this gun, and it was such like a powerful, because it looks so much like a gun, and it feels like heavy and like a gun, but you just take that iron and you're just melting it. You're just making it disappear. And it felt really powerful. I felt like, I guess, empowered and strong and like I was flattening out all these painful feelings and just pain.
Like a release. I don't know. It just felt like relief of letting go of something. And I don't know if that was consciously happening and simultaneously like subconsciously happening at the same time, but that's what it felt like. It felt like a safe container for letting go of hurtful parts of experiences and, things that happen in your life as a woman with other women that have also can identify with those experiences or have gone through them or know women that have gone through them. And that was a big moment, I think, for me. And I'm sure other women felt the same way.
I have experienced violence of different types throughout my life, not just as a child, but then as a young woman, and then even right into more recent years. As a child, I was abused. I was sexually abused when I was about 7, 8, and then when I was 16, I was raped. And then more recently, I've had a couple of partners who were both physically and emotionally abusive. The project really meant a lot to me just on a personal level, but knowing also that Native women are assaulted at a higher rate than any other group in this country. It's been estimated that 70% of us have been, and that's Native females, so it's not just grown women, it's all Native people. Native females have been assaulted in some way, and so it meant a lot.
Is it rape? I don't know what it is. It's wrong. My next abuser was, I was 16, and I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure. Some days I think, was it rape? And I think because I asked that question, it probably was, So, and I got pregnant. And at that point, my mother, nobody talked about. They were they're immigrants from Austria, and just wasn't talked about.
When I was a little girl, I had sexual assault or sexual abuse. I don't even know which one the right term is, but there was an older guy, and he took advantage of me sexually. And at that age, I didn't really understand what was going on. So I guess I don't even know how to explain it. If I remember correctly, what I felt was I was frozen, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do, and I never told anybody about it. But it's something that I think I've kind of dealt with on my own, really. Just thinking back, I know it wasn't okay. But at that time, I didn't have the vocabulary to talk about it, and I didn't know what it meant. But I knew it was wrong, so I didn't do anything about it.
You know, I also, when I moved from Pennsylvania to Iowa for school, I was dating a guy. And when you say, I can't take it, I don't want it, no, so many times, and you're just staring at the clock to watching minutes pass, just waiting for it to be over, it is something that changes the way you view sex, the way you view your own body, the way that you view relationships in general for the rest of your life. But I have experienced sexual violence in several ways, and it's unfortunate that I'm 21 and I have had the multiple experiences like this, and that there are women who have similar, if not identical, and more stories than me, which is why I think this project is so important, which is why I think this project needs to be seen and shown, because women and men who have been assaulted, who will be assaulted, who don't want to talk about their assault, who want to talk about their assault and scream it from the rooftops, all the people need to be represented in some way.
And to be in a community or a group like that, there has to be people that can carry more than some of us at certain times. And we all have a different role, and those roles are constantly changing. And we've all had our different experiences. So if it's going to help anyone, especially me, which I think I've overcome everything some days, it's like, wow, I haven't thought about that in so long. It's still there. It's still there. I have 4 granddaughters, and the things that can go through my head that I think are happening, or to anyone, to little boys, anyone. There's no giving up on this war. There's no, we can't have enough ammunition, I think, to continue to take it down. And the ammunition is not for the perpetrators, but for us, to break down our walls, to break down our tears.
And I'm not alone in any of this. It's really unfortunate that I've had to experience these things, but I feel a lot of emotion knowing I'm not alone. And I'm so grateful that women are standing together and working through this. And I'm so sad that I'm not alone. I wish this didn't happen to anybody. But I'm really thankful for this community. I'm really thankful.
A lot of women feel like they have to be quiet about violence and not share their stories and feel like they're alone. But this, I think, really it brings to light that we all have experienced violence in some way, and it affects all of us differently. And some of us feel more comfortable opening up, whereas others hold it inside for so long that it starts to affect them emotionally and physically. And this project, to me, it felt like it's a voice for a lot of people who don't feel confident or okay to talk about these things.